broadcasting live from the Roanoke Valley of southwestern Virginia. Join us and see what life looks like from a medium's perspective with Reverend Tracey Lockwood, the medium's medium. We'll explore the tools of psychic development, hear stories and experiences from the other side, and learn to listen to our natural intuition. Now, our host, Reverend Tracey Lockwood.
Hello, beautiful lights, and welcome to another episode of From a Medium's Perspective. Before we get started in today's amazing show, I wanted to tell you that I offer private tutoring to people that are developing their psychic and mediumship and channeling abilities. I also offer group courses for all of those things and a certification program for people of all levels of practice. It has 3 levels of certification: an intuitive arts specialist, a professional psychic level, and also a professional psychic mediumship level. If you're interested, you can find more information on my website at mediumtracylockwood.com. Well, today I have an absolutely extraordinary guest for you. We have lots of extraordinary guests, but this one is really particularly cool. He is an intuitive and a psychic. He has served as a spiritual guide with nearly 20 years of experience in tarot, metaphysics, energy medicine, quantum psychology, transpersonal and holistic psychology, shamanic arts, old world religions, dream interpretation, psychic development and higher consciousness, universal laws. And I know all of you are like, Tracey, all right, he's talented. But the most unusual thing too is that he's deaf. And so, yes, he hears and sees and senses spirit. And he's going to be talking to us today about his experiences and also his clients who are predominantly without hearing. Also, how he helps tutor his students that are developing their abilities when they have deafness to deal with. So I'd like to welcome to our show, Carlos Aguirre. Hi.
Hello.
Cool.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm so happy to have you on the show.
I'm so glad to be here.
Oh,
yeah.
And I know people are like, well, he can hear you, right? So
Hey,
tell people how that
well,
works.
that's because I have you in my ear. I can, pretty much hear everything that's going on. I literally have you in my ear. It's like the way the phone is situated in my ear, I can just pick up everything. But if you were in person as opposed, I might need an interpreter, to pick up what's going on around me on the outside. But if it's on the phone, then that's no problem.
Well, and you've got a sensitivity, so you're picking up on the signal at a much more profound level anyway. I'm going to share with our audience that you were born with enough hearing loss that they considered you to be deaf from birth.
Right.
Correct? Tell us a little bit about growing up like that.
Yeah, because it's hard to comprehend what a hearing level I'm at. But if I'm around a lot of people, I'm gonna need help with what's being said. But if I'm having one-on-one with you, for example, I have no problem being able to focus and pick up everything. And that's just how I'm. That's how I'm. They call it hard of hearing. So I'm hard of hearing.
When did you have that diagnosed? Because I know you shared with me before the show, they thought maybe you were challenged somehow mentally. And clearly
right.
So when did you get properly diagnosed with the hearing loss?
I had to stay in preschool. In preschool, when the teacher started noticing that there's something wrong with the kid and you got to get him, get him some professional help. Because my parents were really young. They were really young at that. They were not aware of where to get help.
Yes.
And so they finally got the help that I need and put me in classes where they pick up on sign language. And that was the language that I picked on mainly. I speak Spanish, English, and sign language. But
so you're
I learned
trilingual.
English.
You have 3 levels of language, both
Yes.
English
I
and
speak 3
Spanish.
languages.
And
Mm-hmm.
you speak ASL? Is that the type
Yes,
of
ASL. Yes.
Wow.
Speaking sign language, and I picked it up when I was a little kid. I was in preschool, and
Kids learn so fast, don't they? They're so amazing.
Yeah, and I grew up with that. With the language barrier, and with being the language barrier and everything, you're in a silent world. You cannot hear what's going on around you 100% of the time. That you will retreat to your own little corner. And I'm in my corner where I pick up on tarots, I pick up on all kinds of tools. And actually, I got into that because of my aunt. My aunt was into, all of that, and watching her, what she would do, that she would pick up Spanish. It was a Spanish deck that she would have, and she would throw them down all the time. And I would watch her, I'm like, oh, she's throwing down Spanish card. I don't know what that is. And I would see the fascination in people's face that I'm a very visual person, that I would look at people's face like, wow, they're fascinated by her face. I was a kid, and I was looking at all that, and
what was
I get you to say that.
Go ahead.
It wasn't like people were Carter, you should learn how to do this. No, it was like I had to pick this up on my own and study them on my own, and didn't want my parents to know.
Yeah.
It was considered taboo, and
from a religious perspective, yes.
Especially I come from a Catholic setting.
Yes.
But my family are all musicians. They're all musicians. My dad's a singer. My dad, my mom's brothers are all musicians, and I'm used to seeing all the artistic endeavors that is going on in the family. But as for me, I have another different focus in life, that I chose a different life path. That all my family members, all my cousins, all my relatives, they're in the music business, and that's just not me. And I feel like my passion lies in this path.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that we have our left brain, which is analytical, and we have our right brain, which is creative and intuitive. Right. And so I think anyone in the arts, that paints or draws or sings or dances, they're expressing that flow of spirit. And a psychic or a medium is just condensing that information more intensely and bringing it into an awareness of what's going on. When did you first have your first, I understand, your aunt's influence with the cards, the tarot cards. What about an experience that you had? Do you remember your first encounter?
Yes, my first experience was with my mom. My mom caught on to what I was doing. And, in the heyday, when I was a kid, I would have those cards with me, in Spanish playing cards, and I would go around telling people that I know how to tell people stories, and it was around the barrio, and I was a kid, and it was me at 9, but then I would go around claiming that I could do that, and
yes,
and there was a point where there were ladies in the barrio that would be seated down, and I'll be a kid going around and offering them to read. And it got to a point where they came to my mom's house one time, and I was here at the house playing, Bean Boys, Boy Boys, and my mom opened the door, and there was an old lady. There was an old lady at the door, and she opened the door, and she thought I came to see this little boy. And my mom looked at the lady, and she closed the door, and she said, I'll be right back. And she went back to the room, and she was all like, why is there an old lady out there looking for you? And then she got the idea about me in those cards, and she told me, pull them out.
Oh.
We got work to do. She told me we got work to do. And it was like to a point where she didn't know what to do there.
Wow.
But there was an old lady waiting at the front door that she had to feed me. Yeah, she had me seated down. And I was sitting down, and she brought that lady in. I knew her from around the hood. And she sat down. She gave me a smile, and she just waved at me, sat down. And so I looked at my mom, all scared that she was going to be all mad at me, but she seemed to support me.
Oh.
And when she pulled that, when I was done reading her, she pulled out, to pay. My mom couldn't accept that.
Oh.
She looked at the lady, no, we can accept it. Like, she was telling my mom, well, this lady felt like she was insulted that my mom told her no. And she just looked at her like.
Because you have to be equal. It's an energy exchange. You're giving your your time, and it's an exchange. Yes.
Yeah, and it was a very awkward experience for me, at the same time, because I was like, they're busting out on me. They're telling my mom that I do this, that I do that. And it's not the first time that I've been, like, how do you say it? Like, Carlos, you do that? Like, yeah. There's been a couple of times that I get really nervous.
Yes.
And I'm not, and things like that, it's hard for me to, that's why I start thinking from a scientific. Like, I use science to verify what I do. To make myself sound like I'm grounded and not, don't know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
So I have to study so I have to study quantum physics.
Wow, that's deep.
Science.
That's deep.
Yeah. And all that helped me to sound very down to earth.
Yes.
And you know what? And it helped because, like, I would get mail callers. And that helped because, like, back in the day, I would have women. They were all women that would call me. And now I see time had changed. Time had changed so much now that I use science to verify all this.
It's more attractive to the male mentality.
Yeah, men start calling me.
Yes, exactly.
I'm just like, wow. I've never seen that happen in my life. I have men calling me now. Because men would never call me, but because I started expressing quantum notions, it helps.
Yes.
Because they have something concrete that they feel secure with knowledge.
Yes.
Because, and that helps, and and it's like it's different. It's different because, like, when I first saw tarot card, like Sanatane deck, I watched my aunt doing all that. It was looked down on.
Yes.
But now now even today, in the face of my family, I can't, I just like focus. This is my family, but on this side, it's a totally different world. This is me. This is me, and this is what I do, and that's why I'm always like on the go.
Yes.
I'm always doing things by myself.
You're very independent, very independent. Tell me, how old were you? How old were you when that first happened?
Okay. With tarot card and all that, I picked up on tarot card when I was like maybe a young adult, like maybe between 15, 17. I picked on the actual traditional tarot card that I understood how they all work. Like, I started studying archetypal symbolism. Yes. Because they're all based on that. So I started studying that because I wanted to, like, educate myself on how all these tools work.
Yeah. How old were you when that lady came to your house and surprised your mom?
I would say like around 10.
Wow.
10, 9, 10, and 11. Around the time. But at the time, I was a dancer. I was a dancer that in my family was very supportive of me being a little dancer. So it was very easy for me to be out there in the open.
Yes.
Hey, Carlo, come over here. Dance like this. Oh, do this, do that, do that. I give it to you money if you do this, dance.
Oh. So you felt comfortable among people. Tell me, I really like that you linked the psychic experience to science.
It's different. No. Okay, I was trying to let go of tarot like 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was at the verge of how do I let it go? Because I was late to a client, and I'm like, and I don't have my cards with me, and I'm like, okay, the activities I do with my group, this is the same way you can do it with a person. Like this is a mental mind frame that I have with the group. So what I learned with the group, what did I learn from the group that I can do without the card? So I had to think that out because I was late, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna trust it and do it without the card because I'm late anyway, so I can't get my card in time.
Yes.
So I took on the call. I took on the call, and boom, it was amazing. And that's when I realized that I can do it without the card. Now, the next day, when I was just like barely trying to let it go, I got hit.
Yeah.
By a truck in Tucson. Tucson, Arizona.
Gosh, like literally.
I got hit, and I did everything like on the at the cross light. When you stop, I followed everything. I followed the sign. It told me to walk and everything. And I was on the street where they had the highest accidental thing. Like you get hit by a car a lot. Yeah, and so I was there and I got hit, and I remember waking up. Now, a lot of people have a different view on how spiritual awakening looks like or being touched by an angel is like.
Yeah.
So my own touched by an angel experience, it's like this. When I woke up, besides having near-death experience vision, through your near-death experience vision, when I woke up, that's when I had the actual touched by the light experience. That's when I had the actual touched by an angel.
What
moment.
was that like for you? What did you experience?
When I woke up, the first thing I remember feeling was no fear. I could not feel. I couldn't feel being scared. I wasn't scared at all. It felt. It was completely gone. It felt so. How do you say it? I call that like. It felt so good. It's almost like if it's not human, for you not to experience human condition of fear.
Yes.
And and I didn't have that for that one whole month. I did not have that human condition known as fear in my heart at all.
How beautiful.
And it was teaching me, because and that to me, that to me was touched by an angel. That to me was touched by the light. That to me was being in God's presence.
Yes.
Of having no fear. And when I had that no fear, and it taught me, a lot. It taught me a lot. Everything that I had held back in my life, it taught me that no fear. Because when you have no fear and you jump at it and you do it, doors opened up. Doors had opened up, and all that time that I had.
Yeah. So you saw. You saw what fear does to block us. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, and that's the only, because a lot of people tell me, like, I read stories, I read books, everybody has their own vision of light, of angel, and all that. And
it's different for everyone.
Perspective.
No, it's different for everyone. Mine was different.
Yeah, right. Because their consciousness is built differently at birth.
Yeah.
And the way it builds up. And
I'm so curious. So how old are you now?
I'm 33 now.
Okay. What was your first encounter with maybe a spirit or something?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I had a caller from California, from LA, Los Angeles, and she called me. Now, before she called me, I had this figment of imagination in my mind of an entity, of a woman.
Yes.
And everything about that woman, I could see her, but it looked like a figment of imagination.
Yes.
It wasn't like the spirit walked in and say hello.
Right.
My name is no. It wasn't like that. Yes. It just came in like the way she was, the way she is, like figment of imagination would be like.
Yes.
Like it wasn't started. I wasn't scared.
Yes.
Yeah. It was. Because I was taught that our consciousness, there's like billions and billions of impressions that is incoming right now. through frequency, through energy, and that we have to slow ourselves down to be able to pick those up and translate those impressions.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's beautiful.
And,
yes.
Yeah.
Millions of impressions that have to be slowed down so that you can sort through it to pick up the information. Yes.
Yeah. Because we're like sensor story computer. We're like a little sensor story that picks up everything.
Yeah.
And we have all this we have all this impression, and that we feel it, but at times we're not trained to pinpoint what those energy is telling us.
Right.
And it helps to study archetypal symbolism, if you ask me.
Yeah. But, how did you do that? Did you just go online to do that, or did you know?
Archetypal. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When they call me now, I had a figment of okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back to that. I had a figment of imagination of this woman, and so she was like, "Hey, I have a question. There's a house right next door to me, and a lady died, and she lived there all her life. I'm the only one that knows her. She had nobody. She had everything there. So as soon as I described to her what she looked like and how she is, but it was spontaneously. I went in head first, assuming that, I thought it was some assumption, but it's not an assumption at all, because she confirmed it, that, that's her. That's her.
Isn't it amazing?
And that was my first.
Such an amazing feeling to perceive a level that other people are not picking up on for the most part, and to be able to give that information. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's my first mediumistic experience. I was in where was I at? I think I was in Austin, Texas when it happened. When I did that. Yeah, I was in Austin, Texas when it happened. And at that time I was in Austin, Texas, I did my first group channeling. Because they had thought that they had already booked me. But when that lady came up to me and said, "No, we're gonna bring you down on a free trip," because they did bring me down. And greet and meet. I was a little bit bothered by that. I was like, greet and meet?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, So I was like, okay. Yeah, so I'm like, so as soon as they brought me around in Austin, Texas, with like, I would say maybe 30 people, because they were part of the spiritual meetup that they have in Austin, Texas.
Oh, wow, yes.
So they brought me down, and they're the deaf group of people. So there were about 30 people there. So
most of the people attending were deaf, or just a few? Or?
Yeah, well, interpreters. They were hearing in deaf, that new sign language.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And Austin, Texas, how do you say it? Has they have highly aware deaf accessibility program there, like deaf school there. They have deaf law there. They have everything there. So easy to find people like that. But anyways, I just went in and faced the whole a crowd of people, and I was like, I just turned around and said, I'm gonna go ahead and do a reading. And I just look at one girl. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read you, but I'm gonna read what I do. But this time I did it a different way. Going about what I learned from my group, on my Facebook group.
Yes.
I moderate. I learned what group channeling looks like just by paying attention.
Right.
To the Facebook group activity. Yeah. So I was like, all right. I told her, okay, I'm going to tell you a message. And because I don't know how to meet and greet people, I can only go in and sit down and do the work,
Yes.
So meet and greet, I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and read you, because, I'm pretty sure you guys, have, a pretty good idea of what I do. So I'm going to go ahead and, cut the chase and, I guess, sample what I do.
Oh, that's...
And because they all knew what I do with the sampling part, but I did something differently.
Yes.
And I decided to do, okay, I'm going to read you a message, and what I tell you, it goes to everybody in this room.
Nice. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
So,
yes.
so I told her that message. So everybody listening to me. So in a way, I was like, how to say, like universal channel. I did it in a way where it took care of everybody.
Yes.
With one message. And it's like a plasma ball experience, you know? And it's like one message, it took care of everybody. It, you know, and it was amazing to a point where I was so mad that I was just going to be there for meet and greet. It paid off with me being mad that I turned around and said, you know what? I'm going to meet you.
I am just as stubborn as you. I am just as stubborn as you, for real. I know. I
just turned around. And said, hey, I'm going to read you a message and listen up to that message for all of y'all. Because back in the day, I used to do I would throw down cards for each person that's in Phoenix, Arizona. It was in Scottsdale. And they had a group of ladies. And I did it the first time. I did it 1 by 1, 15-minute each.
Nice.
For tarot sample readings.
Yes.
But I remember I couldn't do all of them. You know, there was a time, you know.
No, God. And yeah, so, a whole day, maybe 26. That's it. Done.
Yeah. And also it was different. It took care of everybody.
That's so great.
I was able to sample the whole group in 1 hour and not having to do 30 ladies with 15 minutes each.
That's beautiful.
And it's like, wow. And that's when I realized about global consciousness.
Yes, I was going to say, I think you used a term and I want to know exactly. Did you say plasmabolic? What did you say? Like you said, it was a universal channel and then it was plasma experience?
Yeah, because it was like a psychic channel. Like I was reading the girl psychically, but I had to channel the psychic reading in universal wording.
Yes.
Yeah, because her life is personal.
Yes.
And it's different from all of them. But with a channel and universal wording, it applies to all of them.
It's for all. Yes. When you connect like that, is there any kind of council or entity
oneness,
or are you just the oneness at large, the universe?
Yeah, oneness at large, and I feel it come through, and you go in there, oneness at large.
How beautiful!
That's all you do.
How beautiful!
Yeah, oneness at large. You know what? There's a lot of creative visualizations that I would use that build up the confidence. Because when you have confidence.
Carlos, we're at the break in the hour. Just sit tight for about 3 minutes and we'll be back.
Okay. Okay, bye.
All right.
Now, back to our show, from a medium's perspective, with host, Reverend Tracey Lockwood.
Welcome back. If you missed the first half of our show or would like to listen again to any of our episodes, they can be found on my YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and put in Medium Tracey Lockwood. There's lots of hardcore mediumship training and some amazing guests like our guest today. Before we get back to Carlos Aguirre, I wanted to give you his contact information. He has a website that's Psychic, LUISCARLOS.blogspot.com. And you can also find him on Facebook. Welcome back, Carlos.
Hello.
Hello. Tell listeners, you have a, we're going to pick up where we were talking, but I wanted to get it out there where your Facebook group is for people, how they can reach you if they're interested.
The group is specifically made for deaf people because they do not know where to go, to express their spiritual desire or spiritual interest, do not have any known resources or available to them that they can via sign language.
Yes.
And they don't have none of that. So I use that deaf metaphysical network so that they can find a place to belong themselves. So I use that as a broadcast signal to bring them in.
If somebody wanted to contact you themselves because they are deaf, or if they knew somebody that was wanting to develop their abilities, that's got psychic abilities, how do they contact you?
They contact me from the Gmail, that's on the Luis Carlos 143 at gmail.com, or they can find me on Facebook under Carlos Aguirre, Aguirre. Send me an inbox on Facebook.
You're very personal, and you're happy to help people, and you work with them. I think some of the bells and whistles are going to come with time. I'm hoping that you and I can collaborate in the future, join forces.
That sounds great. Yeah. Okay. Like, I also work with hearing people, because in my local town, I have hearing people that come to reading because they know me personally. Now, but for the deaf people, the only mode of communication they have is the phone, through text messages, through the internet, through instant messaging, for them to be able to read. Yeah, that's the only way they can, get their session with me, with a video call. They can see me visually. And they get the reading.
I wanted to ask you kind of an odd question. Using ASL, can you sign for people in Spanish? Or is there a separate language?
No, because there's several languages. Like, I use International Sign Language. I use American Sign Language. I use Signing Exact English. Signing Exact English is someone who has the vocabulary. Like, for myself, for example, who is equipped to use vocabulary. Now, American Sign Language is not like I am going to the store.
It doesn't translate.
But it doesn't build up the vocabulary, and there's a different signing system. Like if it was in Mexico, they have Mexican Sign Language.
Oh,
and if it was in London, they have their own British Sign Language.
Yes.
And their own system. But the main one that we use, preferable, is American Sign Language.
Yes.
Because
I know for my clients that are deaf, I don't have a lot that are, maybe two right now. I've had to use like Facebook chat or something. I talk into my phone in the Facebook private message, but I feel so awkward doing it because I feel like I want it to be more direct, like you do it.
Because they're very visual than being literate. Yeah, they're very visual that they rather see me mime it.
Yeah. The email address, LuisCarlos 143 gmail.com. So if you want to reach Carlos, that's probably the best way to initially reach him. I want to ask you first, before we go into how you teach, did you ever try to take a psychic development class from someone that was hearing and it was for hearing people? And if so, what was that experience like?
I never have, but I did pick up books, and when I pick up books, you tend to agree with it because it's in good spirit that they have those textbooks. Same time, your experience and your development is different. It's very different. The book is very different from my personal experience, and I have to say that there's one book that really changed the way I see things and talk. And that one book is That Speak. I'm pretty sure everybody has. It helped me on a lot of things. Like, for example, I study quantum physics, and when I read her book, it's like I can understand it because it talks about multidimensional. Yes. And I was able to collaborate with my quantum physics notion. Yes. And it's like my the way I see things, it's not like a medieval superstitious type of mentality anymore. I see it like it's a new frontier. It's a new science frontier. That's how I see it. And it's like
I think
it's a new
helps. I think that helps.
Yeah, it's a new age of it's the age of Aquarius. Technology advancement, medical discovery, all that to me is that's my way of thinking. I do not have those medieval concept of superstition.
Right. Fear.
Most of them do today. Yeah. And so I don't want to spook people like that when I would rather educate them.
I agree 100% because I think it's important to demystify the spiritual experience, because a lot of times there's a separation between people that are in touch with the other world and people that aren't.
Right.
And there should be, because it's a human experience. It's something that from the beginning of time is a natural human ability. And yes, I agree with you. And I don't like it when people make it scary on TV, or when they make it look like, oh, a medium is getting an impression from spirit, and it looks like they're having a seizure or something like that. It's ridiculous.
For example,
That's just ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I learned about medium skill, I paid attention to it very, very, very close to how mediumship works. And I have countless of them that I have met and interact with them about it. And then I took a step back and said, okay, the way I look at it, if I do mediumship, it would not be like, there's a natural dead spirit right next to you. It's going to be from an energetic level where this person still has some attachment issue with the person that has already passed over.
Yes.
Meaning that, if I look at a person and I see an old man, he looked very upset and very down and looked very sad. Oh, he should be sad. And that's when you know. That's when you know, okay, there's some healing issue. There's some,
Yes.
So that person has some issue that has not blessed him in the life or has not forgiven him.
Yes.
That the attachment and energy is still there. And are you able to see that?
Yes.
So I tell the person, bless him to the light because he looks down. So when you tell him that he's down, really? He feel bad about this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And they feel like that he's remorseful finally.
Yes, because
they let him go. They let him go.
He's seeing, the spirit is seeing it. That consciousness is seeing life from a disembodied perspective. And we think about our clients.
Like they're actually there.
We think like clients need to connect, but really the spirits need to connect with us sometimes for many, many reasons. They are looking.
Right. They do. But then a lot of times they're there because they won't let it go because the human is in front of you and they won't have they don't have any peace connection. That when I tell them that, I could see that they feel better now.
Yes.
Their father acknowledged in spirit what he did wrong.
Yes.
And left to the light. But that's not just the father going to the light. You yourself that had let him go. You yourself have let this go in mind, body, spirit. You don't think about what he did to you. You don't have that feeling anymore because someone was there professionally to tell you, I see a spirit right behind you. Okay?
Yes.
Let him go so that you can, heal yourself. So you can be better, do better in life without thinking like this about the person in life. Whatever person that you have, like when a person dies, it could be an uncle, it could be a grandma, it could be anybody. But a lot of time when there's someone that is close to you in spirit, it's because they have not gotten over.
Yes.
An attachment that is there. It's there. Somebody's there. There's a reason. There's a reason why they have that attachment, and you bring that to light. And it helped the person to let it go and move on.
Yes,
and that's for their own. That's for their own mind, body, spirit, well-being.
Yeah.
That's
do you find sometimes too spirits coming because they're fascinated or interested or caring about a particular circumstance that's going on in the living person's life? Yeah.
Yeah, I do see. I believe in things like that. I do see things like that. But when I do mediumship, I know that when I do mediumistic reading, the purpose of mediumistic reading was to heal you.
Yes.
It's not about the person that passed away, and because the person that passed away is not there.
They're in good hands.
It's all in,
It's
all in your mind. It's all in your heart that he's already on the other side. Let him go. Yeah. So that's fine. And a lot of times I do that not only for no. I do that to tell them move on.
Yes.
Move on. Let them go.
Yes.
Let them go to the light.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's
And because because I focus more on progressive reading than I do on mediumistic. I focus
it's like
more on
healing.
progressive.
You're doing emotional reconstruction or something. It's really good. Yeah. Me too. I try to have it more than just I don't want it to be a show. I want it to be something real. I'm not interested in performing for anyone.
Right.
I'm
Exactly.
interested in
That's
helping.
teaching.
I'm interested in helping. I'm interested in teaching. I care about my clients very much so. And I always ask their highest best, and I know you do too. So tell us a little bit about, like developing the psychic abilities being deaf, both for you and also for your students too.
Okay. Like, remember when I was telling you that I was to an appointment that I must have my tarot card to do the appointment, but I have to let it go because I have no choice but to do the. Okay. I was just trying to let go of it to see how it works, but as soon as I got hit, that's when I caught it. That's when I go, oh, that's how you see a person's soul.
Yes.
That's how you. Something had to hit me really hard to get the picture how you can look at a person. But as far as psychic development, I'm still in the work with that because I'm trying to like get a compiled study of methods on my clientele to see what works for them right now, because they're all deaf right now. So I'm doing a lot of creative thing with them.
Yeah, it's like an active learning laboratory or something.
I'm finding leverage right now. So right now I have creative visualization as the main thing because they're very visual. They don't hear music, they don't hear that, but they can feel vibrations.
Yes.
They can feel instant. And it's like how a snake, like a rattlesnake, they're deaf and blind by nature.
Yes.
It's like and they pick up vibration by the tongue. It's the same thing with deaf people. They pick up things with vibration.
Yes.
They don't hear. There is clients that are deaf and blind.
Yes.
That they do come to me for reading because they do go places in life. They do.
Yes.
That's what it seems like. And I'll have an interpreter right in front of me, and I'll be signing to her. I could see her signing to a deaf-blind interpreter. To a deaf-blind client. And she'll sign to her via hand. Like put her hand on her hand, and she'll sign to her what I'm saying to her.
Okay.
So I work with deaf and blind people. So there's deaf and blind people that are taken care of through American Disability Act, that they have benefits that they're taken care of, and that they have they go to work, and it goes for deaf people or anybody with disability. They're regular people like you that work and pay their bill, and they all tell me, hey, have a question, and I provide accessibility for the people like that.
That's
and
incredible.
Stuff like that, and so because I've noticed that I'm like, there's a lot of deaf people that have jobs. They have jobs. I'm pretty sure they have questions in life.
Yes,
career, money, relationship, and they all have jobs. And I'm all like, I know they have questions, and that's when I opened up the network. And they're like, oh my God, I was looking for a network, and it's all nothing but 1-800 psychic calls, and I can't hear through a phone. And now you're on the network, and finally I could find somebody like you that could do the work, and I'm excited. I get that kind of reaction all the time because they've been left in the dark for so long. Yes,
absolutely. And some of us that grew up natural mediums, I didn't grow up deaf, but I grew up not talking or hearing any conversation about psychics or mediums. I was 50 years old before I knew that I was a medium. I did it all my life, but I never talked about it. And so, there are a lot of people that are.
With the mediumistic thing, the first impression I got about the mediumship was figment of imagination. That's the best I can tell people. What is it like having a medium experience? I'm like, in my case, it's like a figment of imagination.
Yes,
Just
it
so
is.
I don't have to scare them.
Yes.
I'm trying to, so I try to tell them it's a figment of imagination, but it's not. It's real. It's all energy. It's all energy. So, you have to, so like if you're walking past a person and you get a figment of imagination of a woman that you have never seen in your life, and you look at a detective beside you, more than likely, that is for the person right next to you.
Yes.
Like when you go, like when you're walking in a grocery store, and I would see a person, a figment of imagination of a person, and you walk past their personal field, and your personal field, past their personal field, they'll pick up everything.
Yes.
Energetically. And that you don't know why you're having that. You don't know why you're having that image. You don't know why you're having that vision. But if you're very conscious, look around you.
Yes.
It could be, and it goes to everybody because they have all kinds of impressions.
Yeah, let me ask you, do you think because people that are deaf don't have hearing, that somehow that might make them better tuning in as psychics and mediums?
Yes. And you know what? They have all kind of impression. They have all kind of things, but they don't have the language to express that.
Oh, wow.
They don't have the vocabulary to express what their experiences are like.
Oh, Carlos.
And that's what it is. And
I have to call it because we're at the end of our hour. This has been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Louis Carlos 143@gmail.com, or you can find him on his psychic louiscarlos.blogspot.com. And remember, it's never inappropriate to be kind, and without integrity, you have nothing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.